So I have coffee at the ready to recap week 18. I've been a little bit quiet. The last month or so of training has been a bit here nor there, ever since my 10k PB really. But in hindsight, just kind of stepping back a little bit was not necessarily a bad thing. And it's left me kind of raring to go now with this new block that we are heading into, which I shall explain. A big change in the weather. My face is a little bit frozen from the wind and the rain out here. But anyway, so this week is the start of a new approach to training. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully with some better weather than this. Oh. So that is bank holiday run done. Round 1 of week 18. Time to really knuckle down now. I've had a few weeks where I've just not had my together. And I'm bored of that now. So, perseverance parrot. Time to crack on. Wrong way. So that's Tuesday's easy miles ticked off and miles short because there's a couple of problems today. Firstly, my blood sugars were high and it is horrific running with high blood sugars. They were in the 20s, they kept going up, and I found that this is a problem for me if I run without breakfast or without a morning injection. They just shoot up. So should have known that this was coming, so that's my own fault. The other issue I had is I tried these shorts. I really wanted to love them, you know, 2-in-1s from Nike. I didn't. I've got a horrible bit of chafe on the inside of my thigh, so that was the second problem. It's actually quite sore now. Then we get the Sudocrem. It's a good thing when you've got babies and children. You've got plenty of Sudocrem or Bepanthen. Top tip for chafe, whack Sudocrem on it. But yeah, other than that, Tuesday has begun. I am back from my run with an ice cold Diet Coke, definitely a favourite, and of course I'm so into toasties right now. So yeah, I actually forgot to film anything on that run. That's the washing machine. That's the washing machine. But yeah, 8.7 miles to be precise on the trails. Already feeling a little bit fatigued this week. But that's to be expected. The last few weeks have been wishy-washy, not committed, just haven't had the mojo, and sometimes I think it's hard to force yourself to to do things. If you're not feeling it, you're forcing it, and it won't happen. Whereas this week I feel kind of rejuvenated. I feel like something has clicked again, and I'm back to the same mindset that I was at the beginning of this journey, except now feeling excited about the new approach that Matt and I are taking to my training. So yeah, that's that. But a beautiful, 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 just short of 9 miles on the trails. Tomorrow's a running rest day, which is good. No bike today. I am going to do a strength session this afternoon, but for now I'm going to tuck into my toasty. So we have recently discovered these focaccia breads by a brand in our local supermarket, and they make amazing toasties, and I can't get enough of them. So, Alexa, stop. So, that's 90 minutes done on the bike. No running today. Just a longer ride, not quite as long as it was before, but again, we're building everything back up, so we're really focusing on volume now. So yeah, I'm not going to go completely stupid this week and kind of do 2.5 hour bike rides, because what we're doing at the moment with my volume, the main priority is the running. The bike is kind of a substitution, do the harder stuff, do more intervals, more session-like stuff on the bike, no impact. But apart from that, the focus is running. Anyway, I'm really waffling. Matt has gone out today. Now in a minute, I've got to walk. Long story short, basically, I lent my little Clio that I can't get rid of to my brother because it was just sat on the drive. He's not got a car at the moment, so I thought he could use the car that we use as a spare. Very rare that we need it. Typically today, we need it. Matt has gone out and I need a car to pick up the kids. So I've got to go and walk now anyway and go and get it. But at least it looks a bit brighter outside. So fingers crossed, no rain. Wow, that was a waffle.
You said, baby, I'm not feeling it lately.
So mid-run, typical weather, taking refuge in a church entrance because it's hailing. And it's really stinging my arms. Harry's okay, he's covered up, but woo!
Figure yourself out, but I knew right there you would come back here any day, just to tell me you regret everything you said on the day. 'Cause I know that you came.
So that's 6 miles of Harry done. All the weather thrown in there. They were really ugly miles, to be fair. Struggling a bit with my tummy at the moment. Again, had a flare up. Harry seems to weigh a lot, and the weather. So yeah, they were slow, but they're done. Tick.
And you're smiling at me like a fool. You kiss me goodnight and say it's the last time, but I knew right there you would come back here any day, just to tell me you regret.
So it's Saturday and I have just done my long run on the treadmill. It's absolutely lashing it down outside. It's been peeing it down with rain all day. And you know what? I am more than happy with my decision to just go on the treadmill in the dry, although very warm, so sweaty, and watch some Netflix. Had to split this run into two because I had a hypo after 5 miles. Went in and sorted that out because my blood sugars weren't increasing quick enough. So anyway, went and sorted that out, but then got back on and did the other 5 miles. Boom. Would have been quite easy to say, that I wasn't really feeling it today, but yeah, 10 miles done. we are well on the way to cranking up the mileage. I think that puts me at 36 miles now for this week. Just a little run tomorrow. Obviously keeping all of the intensity out of it, just getting that volume up, but yeah, feeling good and actually quite proud of myself for winning this battle today. So it is Sunday in the Rec Reese household and we have all come out together. Matt is running, I am dragging Harry along in the trailer. I think he's already fallen asleep. We're about 5 minutes in.
His eyes are going already. Come on, Harry, stay awake. You've got this.
You go. Oh, he's nodding. Oh, this is going to be a drag up the hill.
It's going to get hillier and harder for all of us, except for Harry, who seems to not enjoy the views, but enjoy the time for a nap.
Somehow we make sense. We're the only one who knows it. Our feelings never tense. We don't need no water under the bridge. We're the good part, the happy ending. Unexpected plot twist, we always say. We're the good part, we never fake it. Even if it hurts, we always say it.
I'm a coming. I'm gonna get you in a minute.
Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that.
All in, babe, all in.
All in, all in. Oh no, debris.
Debris or the cheddar?
Oh my god. Oh, what's wrong with you?
Harry, do you get that too? Oh, he's gone.
No, you are not imagining it. We have swap tops. Matt, we've got halfway, so basically now I'm going to do my run. I get the nice easy downhill. Matt's on the bike, but he's worried about getting cold, bless him, so he's got my top on.
It's a bit tight, isn't it?
too tight for his big guns. Got bigger guns. Oh, actually, we're looking quite gunny. Harry's awake now. Hi, my name's Matt Reese, otherwise known as the Welsh Runner. You can find me on programmes like How to Save a Guy at London Marathon.
Don't they take you out with the trailer? Oh no, I really have.
Well, yeah, but you control your bike.
Oh no, you made me do seal laugh. Are you still back there, Harry? Are you still back there?
I'm not sure how good any of this footage is going to be because we are soaked to the bone. Nothing dry to wipe the GoPro. Matt's had enough.
That's so cold. Oh, let's go on the family cycle trail.
This is our lovely Super Sunday Family time out. I'm not even sure what the point of this is, probably can't see. Harry's a bit lively now.
Harry's the only one in good spirits.
Yeah, he's happy. Baba. Hello. Hello. And yes, his helmet is off for this final bit. We're on a flat path, so he was trying to pull it off. Rather happy Harry for this last couple of 100 meters. Look at that, a broken man. Well, that's it. A nice little bike run done to finish off this week. Matt's hiding in the car. I don't even know what he's doing. Hello, having a snack? Okay, so the boys are having snack life, but yeah, that's a good week. Rounded off, that's 40 miles, ran quite a few on the bike. Harry's having the time of his life. You do realise you've got to get back out to put everything away?
Obviously, yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Harry, did you enjoy that? So the new block is pretty simple. It's 10 weeks of really building the volume. So far, my running volume hasn't been where I would like it to be. I've run a lot more miles previously, training for different things, but it's been working, and the proof's been in the pudding with the 5k PB, the 10k PB. So what I have been doing has been working. Now it's reached a point where we need to do something else and change it again before going into the marathon specific stuff. So we have roughly 20 weeks left of this journey. Now half of those are now going to be spent building base, building volume, getting all the miles in on my feet. Let me explain what our new approach is. Now this approach isn't for everybody, and it does come with some risks, which I will talk about. So now the aim is to build up my weekly volume, my running mileage, up and up and up until we hit a level that we are aiming for. We are aiming quite high for the weekly running mileage, but obviously I need to build up to that. But the build does need to happen quite aggressively to get to the volume that I want to be at, and then to hold that volume until we go into the marathon specific stuff. It is a slightly risky approach because we are being quite aggressive with the weekly volume, but there are things that we are trying to do that will hopefully minimize some of the risks involved. One, first of all of the miles that I'm going to be doing now are going to be easy, maybe some slightly more steady, but the majority of the miles that I'm running now are easy. There will be no running sessions or anything hard and taxing on my body. It's all going to be about running to feel, doing the easy miles. Some days that will be slower than others, but yeah, just getting the volume in. Basically, I'm going to try and get really aerobically fit. Whilst all the running will be easy, the bike will still be in there, and that will replicate my running sessions. Obviously it's not quite the same thing, but I will be doing harder stuff on the bike just so I have got those training sessions where my heart rate is getting up, and I'm putting in some maximum effort. And of course the strength training will still be in there, but also the incorporation of yoga. Being aggressive and building up to a high volume for me, obviously running volume is all relative to each of us and what we're used to and what we've tried before, what we can fit in. So we're aiming to increase it up in around 4 or 5 weeks, and then we'll take a cutback week just to make sure that I'm adapting okay. Obviously if there's any signs of anything not quite working out, or if I'm uncomfortable in any way or start to get niggly, then we will obviously approach it at the time and talk about it and see what the next steps are. The other thing that's going to be really crucially important whilst I'm increasing these miles is to make sure that my nutrition is on point, that I am hydrated, and rest and recovery. Obviously, with a house full of children, that's a little bit difficult with work and everything else that's going on, but it does mean prioritising going to bed a bit earlier, as opposed to just watching another episode and another episode of some series that we're into on Netflix that we don't necessarily enjoy, or we're not really that into, but you've got to watch the next one. And we all know that that can turn out to going to bed at a really late time. and I get up early every morning, so I can't afford to say, oh, do you know what, we've had a late night tonight, it's okay, I can lie in tomorrow to make up the sleep deficit. Yeah, everything has to come together a little bit, and it isn't a bit of an aggressive approach, it's a risky approach. But for me, this is something that I want to do. Now, not everybody will agree with the approach that we are doing or agree with what I am doing. And that's okay, because I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me and what I'm comfortable with. I'm well aware that there are risks, and I'm prepared to accept those risks, because I want to find out if doing something that I haven't done before will work. And that's part of this whole process leading up to Boston and trying to get that PB in such a short amount of time. So yeah, we're turning to high volume, high mileage for me in the next 10 weeks, and that is just the goal. Bang in those easy miles, make sure I'm recovering properly from them, and just keep building the volume until we reach that point, and then sit at that for a bit and just see what that increasing running miles will do for my running. But that's it from me this week. Bit of a catch up, bit of a let you know what the plan is going forward. We'll see if it works. It may not, but at least I'll know. I'll know if I can do this or if I can't. What I would love to know from you guys is, have you ever changed your training up, and did you see any benefits from that? Maybe for you it was lower mileage, maybe for you it's higher mileage, maybe it was incorporating different sessions. Whatever it is, let me know what you did to change up your training and the positive result that it had. But for now, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my coffee. I really hope that everybody is well and that your running, your training is going well. Let me know what you have been up to in the comments. I'd love to know what is going on in your world at the moment. I shall be back next week. Until then, stay safe and happy running.